Hello and welcome to the Intent to Form process out of the Office of Student Involvement here at Texas Tech University. We're excited for you to embark on this journey to create a new student organization here on campus. I'm Lauren Hill, Director of Student Involvement. So I do want to kick off today first with a few quick introductions. As I said, my name is Lauren Hill. I'm the Director of the Office of Student Involvement. We also have Miss Savannah Stoggard, our Assistant Director, and Miss Stephanie Lamar, our Program Manager. The three of us are here for you throughout this process while you come onto campus and create this great new and exciting student organization. Let's now dive into it and discuss a few of the organization basics. So a few things that you need to have, your minimum requirements to create your new student organization. First up, you're going to need a total of at least 5 members. 2 of these 5 individuals can be executive members, such as your president and treasurer, but we have to have a total of 5. Up next, you also are going to need to have an advisor for your student organization. This individual must be a full-time faculty or staff member of Texas Tech University. They cannot be a faculty staff member of your church or a faculty staff member of your national organization. They have to work for Texas Tech. Next, we have to ensure that there's no duplication of your organization here on campus. So we can't have 2 men's soccer teams. If we already have one on campus and maybe it's currently inactive, no worries. Intent to form is not the process for you, but reinstatement is, and we can talk about that in another training. But again, we just cannot have any duplication of our student organization, so that's something that my office will help you to check for in this process. Last but certainly not least, no discrimination. Student organizations cannot discriminate against individuals looking to join our student organization. Up next, what can we do about our name and logos for our student org? First up, not to be the bearer of bad news, but here are a few things that you cannot have in your logo. You cannot be the Texas Tech organization. You cannot use TTU. You can also not use Raider Red. Either of these 3 things cannot be in your name of your organization or used in your logo or any kind of print materials. Those are licensed by the university and cannot be used by student organizations. Now, what can you have? You can use just the word tech. Again, you can't use Texas Tech, but you can use tech. So for example, you can have, Tech Society of Petroleum Engineering. You can have Tech Women in Business. Any of those examples are perfectly fine. And you can have just tech in your logo or any print materials as well. Second, you can always use just Raider. You can't use Raider Red. He is licensed by the university, but you can just have Raider. So you can have Raider Crusade for Christ, Raider Nation, anything like that. And just do know as well, any kind of approval will have to be received from the athletic department's own director of digital media, trademark licensing, and special projects. Their phone number is listed here, which is 806-834-3075. Your organization also has to have constitution or bylaws. We say constitution and bylaws because you can also have both. And these are the required items within your constitution or bylaws. You must state your name and purpose of your organization. You need to list the membership requirements, and this is at the very least needs to include the selection process of your members. How are we going to select individuals to join our organization? Again, we cannot be discriminatory, but are we going to look for maybe specific individuals in a specific department, a specific major? That's okay. We also need to have accountability measures for our members. Do we have a strike process? Like maybe you missed so many meetings and you're no longer in good standing, that kind of information, as well as a removal process for members. What does it look like when you've exasperated those accountability measures, and how do we go about removing a member so it is fair and just for the organization and the individual? Again, as we mentioned before, student organizations cannot discriminate against individuals wanting to join the organization based off sexual orientation, gender, anything and everything having to do with those realms. And so you must include an anti-discrimination statement. Our office has a statement that you are more than welcome to use in your bylaws, and we're happy to provide that for you. Additionally, you also have to list out your officer titles and duties. So what specifically does each officer do? And do note that you at the very least must have a president and a treasurer. Next, you must also include processes for officer election as well as removal processes of an officer. Just like how we need to have a fair and just reason to remove a member, we must have the same for our officers. Up next, any kind of departmental and/or external relationships. This would be if you are partnered with maybe a department here on campus that you work very closely with, or in turn, an external relationship such as a national organization that you're paired with. A great example of this is Golden Key Honor Society. That's also a national organization across the country at other universities and institutions. Up next, we need you to list financial procedures for the organization, especially if you are planning to collect dues from your members. Decision-making procedures also must be included. Think of this in terms of quorum for meetings. How many individuals must be present before a vote can be cast? How much of a percentage, if we have 20 members, are we going to require that 10 be there, so half of the organization or maybe more? Also, too, what do your voting processes look like? This all needs to be documented under decision-making procedures. Next, faculty staff advisor selection process as well as their expectations. How do you go about selecting an advisor for your organization? Do you look to a specific department, a specific kind of individual? Also, what is the requirements for this advisor? Are they expected to come to all of your monthly chapter meetings? What does that look like? And last, but very much so not least, parliamentary authority. A great example of this is Robert's Rules of Order, and again, our office is here to help provide this to you if you need help building this into your bylaws. Up next is what are the annual requirements of our registered organization. So once you form and create your exciting new organization, what are the standards that you're going to need to follow each year so that you stay in good compliance status, in good standing? Up first, you're going to need to complete an annual registration with our Office of Student Involvement. This can be completed via Tech Connect, where your student organization will have its own homepage, and you'll be able to do that registration right there. Additionally, as a part of re-registration, this is already built into the process, but your organization must annually complete the risk management training through our Office of Student Involvement. This is a state law that you require that we require this risk management training, and it must be done by at least one executive officer of the organization each year. Again, this is a state law. This isn't Texas Tech asking you to do this. This is the state of Texas. Up next, roster updates. Your roster needs to be updated annually within Tech Connect, again from that homepage of your student organization that you will have once you are a fully formed organization. And last but not least, an advisor meeting. This advisor meeting is also a part of your annual registration process, as we need you to attend a one-on-one meeting with your organization's advisor at least once a year to complete what is called the advisor agreement form. This advisor agreement form is basically getting a signature from your advisor to where they are confirming that they are willing to act as an advisor to your organization and meet the expectations as set out by your bylaws for another year. And so why do we do this? Why should I register my student organization, you might be thinking? Well, there's a lot of really fantastic benefits to registering your student organization that are included to these, but definitely not limited. First and foremost, this allows you, by registering your student organization, to utilize rooms and space on campus, where you can rent these rooms, you can reserve these rooms on campus, not only here in the Student Union building, but across campus and academic spaces. Also, this provides you funding opportunities. By being a registered student organization, you gain access to funding from Student Government Association through their annual budget and finance process or their core values funding, as well as a small emergency funding opportunity through our Office of Student Involvement. Please note this is a very limited emergency fund that is only maxed out to $1,000 per organization a year, only to about 10 to 15 organizations. Additionally, being a registered student organization allows you to participate in homecoming, and it also helps you to be a part of all of our events that are hosted by the Office of Student Involvement. A few of them, just to list a couple, include our Red Raider orientation tabling. This is a great opportunity to recruit individuals to join your student organization, as we have over 21 of these tabling events over the summer, where you can meet some fantastic incoming freshmen. as well as our Raider Welcome Tablings. We have a host of these events each fall and spring semester to welcome you back onto campus. They're held here in the Student Union building. We have well over 5,000 students attend these organization tabling events each semester. And more. Our office is always working to create new events that help you to bring, involvement to your organization, help you to feel like you're running your organization smoothly, and also to meet other presidents and executive members across campus so you can help exchange ideas. I want to thank you for taking the time to sit through this training. If you ever need anything from the Office of Student Involvement, you can find us in the Student Union building in Suite 203. Our office phone number is 806-742-5433, and our email is studentorgs@ttu.edu. Thanks again, you guys.